Hey, what up guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're talking about the hurricane that is supposedly going to hit Jacksonville, Florida. And this is pretty much one of the very first hurricanes that's going to hit Jacksonville in a very, very long time. And this hurricane is a Category 3. The first one that came about a month ago was a Category 1, and it didn't really do nothing. A Category 3 is like, I think it was like 95 miles per hour wind. So we'll definitely see what happens when it gets into Jacksonville. And that's supposedly be Friday, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that, if it's going to be significant, just wind and rain. Tuesday the 4th here in Jacksonville Beach. It's very windy and the hurricane is supposed to hit on Friday. You guys, the waves at the beach, that like crashing, this boom, and we're supposed to be getting gusts today up to 20 miles per hour, and then on, if you guys can hear me, on Friday gusts up to from 75 all the way up to 115 is what I heard. So I don't know if the hurricane is getting stronger or whatever's Hurricane Matthews, but I will definitely show you guys some footage and whatnot of the hurricane if it gets really bad and I can capture something. But right now, like I said, I'm just here in Jacksonville Beach and the waves are crashing pretty significantly. Hey, what's up guys? It's October 5th, and basically I just want to give you a disclaimer that I woke up today and I did post it on Facebook for the people in my town that we should be expecting, because the hurricane now is 50 miles off the coast of Florida, which that's actually closer than the Bahamas. The Bahamas is 90 miles off the coast of Florida, and they say the hurricane is 50 miles off the coast, and we should expect 74 to 110 miles per hour of wind. And I think it was Tropical Storm Debbie that was somewhat like 70 miles per hour of wind or something like that, and I remember my power going out, and I remember in that same situation that my road where I used to live flooded out significantly. I've seen a flooded road in person besides that kind of movie or whatever, and it takes you back when you actually see like the place you live underwater, and it's like there's nothing you can do because you got away from Mother Nature to receive that water, and it was crazy. But I thought, like I said, I would give you guys an update of what I woke up to. Seeing this is really crazy. Mile-long lines to get into gas stations. and some gas stations are running out of gas. And now you can see at the regular grocery store that it was madhouse. They were running out of water, out of bread, out of canned foods, and it's because people freak out and go last minute to the stores. It's good business for the stores because they get a lot of business, but people need to be prepared before stuff happens so they're not running last minute to the store and then get there and go, where's the bread? Where's the water? Where's the drink? And there is none. So it was kind of crazy to see that. It looked like apocalyptica type an event, but like I said, it's better to be over-prepared than unprepared. That's for sure. And this was a checkout line. How you know when stuff is getting real is when you actually see them putting up metal barriers over their stores so the windows don't get cracked. That is when you start seeing and feeling the stuff is going to hit real. And you see right over there people barricading their businesses so they don't get wind damage. And like I said before, the last hurricane came through, nobody really did this, but this is starting to get real. Because the only reason why I came out was to go to the gym, and then it was closed, and I understand why it was closed, but when you start seeing businesses starting to barricade their windows and stuff, you know it's starting to get real. So I'm about to head home so it's not too significantly bad out here, because like I said, it can get really bad, and the wind is starting to pick up, so I do notice that. And I am more closer to the beach area. I'm literally like 10 minutes up. If I go up that way, up and over the bridge, I'll be in Atlantic Beach, but that place is actually evacuated. So I will definitely talk to you guys later. Now we're back in the car, and you can definitely see the metal storm shutters that people are putting on their windows to keep their businesses from getting broken glass and any damage. To me, it's starting to get real. The first hurricane that came back in September, Joaquin or something like that, whatever it's called, I wasn't really nervous, but this one is a little bit more nerve-wracking and getting more real. When you start seeing stores putting this on their businesses, it makes it feel more legit, more real, more dangerous than the last one. The last one, I don't think really anybody did something, but this is a Category 3 hurricane. It can get up to 110 miles an hour of wind. It's pretty crazy, man. Be safe. Be safe out there when they have hurricanes coming. And this is Walmart Thursday night, the night before the hurricane. It's getting pretty crazy, baby. Yeah, that gas station's closed. Yeah, they're totally closed inside, and they have no gas.
That's ridiculous. Oh my god, that wind is so ridiculous right now. I'm afraid for my neighbors right over there, because look, they have all their cars there, and those trees could just bash right down on their cars. That wind gust right there was just ridiculous.
This right now is pretty nuts, man. It's coming down really hard, and the rain is just smacking across the house. But like I said, this is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. The wind has significantly picked up, and it is no joke. I don't know if you can hear me over the wind, but it is significantly picked up. And for the people who are saying right now that, oh, it's just a joke, oh, nothing's really bad can happen, like I said, it's supposed to get stronger and stronger through the day. But what I heard through like First Coast News, they said the warning has expired. I don't know if they were talking about the actual hurricane or if they were talking about some other stuff that's going on with like heavy winds or whatnot, but I'm just going on based off what I see right now in front of my house, that this storm is getting pretty nuts. It is October 7th, the day of the hurricane. We just lost power at 3:30 Friday, October 7th. Hey, what's up guys? It's the day after the hurricane here in Jacksonville, Florida. It was one of the most craziest things I've ever experienced. And right now the rest of the video is going to actually show you damage from my brother's dash camera and my dash camera in the car. And we were just driving from my house to my brother's house, and you see a lot of damage, and then there's damage from my brother and I. So here's the only damage in my my yard, which like I said, for all you guys out there who are like, I want to experience a category hurricane, category 3 hurricane. No, you don't. It's one of the most terrifying things I've ever had to deal with in my entire life. It's going to be something that I remember the rest of my life. It's going to be something I'm going to be able to tell my kids or my grandkids about. This is crazy. I was just talking to my neighbor that I just met, and he was saying it's a smart idea that I actually went out and videotaped, because he was saying, you know what's cool about it is, this is because he was from Pennsylvania and I'm from California, and he said basically most people's never experienced a hurricane in Jacksonville, and he said this is something that maybe 10 years from now I could show my niece and nephew and say this is exactly what happened in Jacksonville, a category 3. And he said it's a smart idea because a lot of people are going to be talking about this for a long time, and there's not a lot of structural damage on this side of town.
Would you look at that storm cloud, it's coming my way. It's hell-bent on thunder with a cold blowing rain. Me with these 2 feet of concrete and I can't seem to move. Yeah, but then there's the warmth that I feel when I feel you beside me, and all's right with the world. There's something about love that turns even the roughest of rough times into a pearl. And it's a spark from 2 bodies colliding that makes lightning run scared. Sometimes I'm just like a firefly at night, afraid of the fire, but drawn to the light. I dance in the shadows, cause when the sun's out I'm too scared to move. Yeah, but then there's the warmth that I feel when I feel you beside me, and all's right with the world.
Now, like I said guys, it's time for Jacksonville to recover, to get their homes, to get their businesses back in order and living a normal life. I don't really know how to describe the feeling that I had. It was like last night, I was nervous, I was scared, I was afraid that my trees were gonna fall. I was afraid that these kids that you've seen in the video were out dancing on the roof or surfing in the road were going to get hurt or killed. This probably won't happen for another 30 years because Jacksonville is not known for getting hurricanes, but this is the biggest hurricane since like 1964 that hit Jacksonville, Florida. And I'm Trevor, man. I wasn't being stupid by videotaping. I was just sitting on my porch for most of it, so I was undercover. So if you guys are, oh, you're stupid being out there, I was videotaping. So if you guys are pretty worried for that, don't be. Like I said, my neighborhood looks to be intact. The ones that got hit the worst is Jacksonville Beach. I'll put a link in the description box that you guys can see the water coming in. It looks like Hurricane Katrina, but actually happened in my neck of the woods. So if you are somewhere else in Florida and you get hit with a hurricane, just let me know in the comment section below what happened to your neck of the woods. And I'm Trevor, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.